So I've been thinking a little bit about these two schools of thoughts. Now, the first school of thought is basically that you desire something or you make it your goal, you make it your life purpose, and that's what you dream for, and you use the law of attraction to manifest it and bring it into your life. But there is another school of thought, and this other school of thought is that our life purpose was already predetermined when our soul chose this body to come into, when we as souls came out of that other dimension and chose this life on earth with our particular parents. And that school of thought is that the soul came in with a specific purpose or purposes, and that no matter what we do, we will default back to that. And you can use various strategies to go way off track, thinking that you're actually pursuing your own goal, when in fact you're pursuing a goal that is nothing to do with your spiritual life journey. And I've been sort of thinking about these two different theories. And of course, if you go with the journey of the soul and just say, okay, look, it's just my life purpose, I don't really understand what it is, I'm not enlightened enough to understand it, so I'm just going to go with the flow. If stuff happens, I'll follow it and I'll just react and see how things go. And that means that by default, your soul will guide you to make decisions that are in line with your spiritual goal. Whereas if you go back to the first theory, you are deliberately pushing yourself in a different direction because you want to decide what your goals are for yourself and you want to pursue those. And it is possible to a certain extent, and I know I've done it. I've manifested many small things in my life. You know, I manifested a partner. I manifested getting one of my first startup ventures onto TV. I manifested a bunch of book awards as well. And, you can do it. But the ultimate question is that in line with the life purpose that you chose this body for when you came into this world from the spiritual realm? I'm kind of grappling with this because what I've noticed is that when I do really get behind something and try to manifest it, I can get there to some extent, but I've failed many times too. On the bigger dreams, I tend to fail. On the sort of small to medium-sized dreams, I tend to do very well. So I think I have got the power of manifestation to put myself into that vibration and achieve some small goals or quite big goals. I mean, finding a partner this way was great. But the really big, life-changing, massive dream goals that I have tried to manifest in my life haven't really come to fruition, not yet. And I start to say, well, is that because it's not supposed to? Is that because my deeper soul has a different objective? And by pushing to make something else manifest, all I'm doing is taking myself off the trajectory that my original goal and life purpose was all about. And what I've noticed is that when I tend to let go, let's say I've been pushing really hard to manifest something, when I let go and just sort of let things happen, it's amazing all these shifts that occur that actually deliver really amazing things into my life, but were nothing to do with my goals. So, for example, last year, I stopped pushing so hard to try and make my book become into a bestseller, for example. And I was pushing really, really hard. And then I got exhausted. I got exhausted trying to manifest these things because you have to work on your affirmations, you have to meditate, you have to keep focused on your dream, you have to keep the energy living in the moment. And sometimes it's exhausting. And I just started to relax. And I found that other things started to happen. Suddenly I got a promotion at work. And it made me think, well, maybe my soul journey is different from what I've been trying to manifest. And maybe all the things I've been trying to manifest, maybe they're not in line with my life purpose. So maybe it's better to take the second strategy, the philosophy that says just let things go and just go with the flow. Because if you do that, the default is that you will naturally start to follow the path of your subconscious, of your soul. So I don't know, drop a line in the comments. Let me know what you think we should be doing. Should we just be letting go and allowing the soul to take us on the journey naturally and default to the position that will lead us to achieve our life purpose that we set for ourselves before we came into this bodily form? Or should we be setting up our own life purposes and then doing everything we can with meditation and the powers of manifestation and law of attraction to bring those goals and objectives into our real experience and head in that direction instead. So I don't know, what do you do? Should we set our own goals and do what we can to get there? Or should we just let the soul and the spirit take over? And lately, I have been tending to lean a little bit more towards the latter.